everyone! Welcome to another barista video. In today's video, we're going to talk about prepare and serve brewed coffee. Now when preparing and serving brewed coffee, coffee is brewed according to the ideal brewing method and brewing time. Coffee beans are weighed or measured according to the brewing method, and brewed coffee is served immediately. This is how you do the V60 method of brewing. First, fold your paper filter along the seam and into a cone. Put the cone in your V60, which should be sitting on top of a cup or jug. Rinse the filter by pouring hot water through it and into the cup, then tip out the excess. Place your coffee in the cone and gently shake flat. Put your V60 and cup or jug on the scale and measure your coffee beans. Start the timer and pour in a little amount of water, covering all the coffee, making it bloom. After 30 seconds, pour in water in concentric circles into the coffee itself, not the sides of the filter paper. After 60 seconds, pour in more water, and at the 90-second mark, pour in additional amount of water. All your water should be in by the 90-second mark. Now, let it drip until finished. Your brew should be done within 2 to 3 minutes. This is how you use the Aeropress in making coffee. First, bring an amount of water to a boil. Weigh out your coffee beans and grind to a texture slightly finer than sea salt. Next, insert a paper filter into the Aeropress detachable plastic cup. Use some of your hot water to wet your filter and cap. The water serves a dual function. First, it helps the filter adhere to the cap and heats your brewing vessel. This can be challenging as the water is hot and the cap is quite small. Second, hold the cap by its ears and pour the water very slowly so it can be absorbed by the filter. Assemble your Aeropress. Make sure the entire assembly is dry, since any residual moisture can compromise the device seal. Place it in your scale with the flared end up, then tare the weight. The numbers should appear upside down. It's possible to attach the black filter cap and place it right side up, but this tends to cause leakage and make accurate brewing difficult. Be careful not to spill any grounds into the ring-shaped gutter at the top of the Aeropress. Start a timer. Add twice the weight of water than you have grounds. The water should be around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure the coffee is saturated evenly, tamping slightly with a paddle or butter knife if necessary, and let it sit for 30 seconds to bloom. Use the remainder of the hot water to fill the chamber. After a minute has elapsed, stir grounds 10 times to agitate. Last but not the least, fasten the cap, ensuring it locks in the grooves tightly. Flip the whole assembly over with haste and control. Position it atop your brew vessel and begin applying downward pressure. You will experience about 30 pounds of resistance here. If the pushing feels too easy, your ground is likely too coarse. If it's very hard to push, chances are the grind is too fine. Your coffee is fully brewed once it begins to make a hissing sound. This means there is no more water to push through the device. These are the steps to brew coffee with a siphon. First, attach the filter. The filter has a chain that you need to pull down and attach its clip at the bottom of the funnel. Add water. If you want things to happen a bit quicker, use pre-boiled water. Dry the outside of the bottom chamber after adding the water so that the globe doesn't crack when you apply heat to it. Heat the water. Put the bottom chamber on top of the heat source. It may either be butane burner or halogen beam. Turn the heat source to a maximum and place the funnel loosely into the bottom chamber so that it isn't completely attached. Measure and grind your coffee. Getting the water to a boil might take a while, so this is a good time to measure and grind your coffee. Attach the top. Once the water starts to boil, attach the funnel to the bottom chamber and make sure they are put together tightly. Add the coffee to the water. It might take some seconds for the water to fill the top. Once the top is filled, add the coffee to the water. Give it a good stir with a spoon or bamboo stick and start your timer. Brew. We are going to brew for 1 minute and 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, give the coffee a second good stir. Turn off the heat. Just before 1 minute and 30 seconds, you should turn off the heat. The drawdown. Once you have turned off the heat, the coffee will draw down back to the bottom. The drawdown should take close to 1 minute, so the total brew time will be 2 to 3 minutes. Enjoy! You can place the funnel in the black base and remove the globe from top of the heat source. Just be careful, as the parts might and will be hot. Serve the coffee from globe with a smile and enjoy. These are the steps on how to use a French press. Number 1. Preheat your press. The first thing you need to do is preheat your French press. This is an important step in all coffee brew methods. Preheating your brewing equipment will stop your brew temperature from fluctuating as the cold equipment and the hot water even each other out. All you need to do is add some hot water to the press, swirl it around until it is warm to the touch, and then discard the water responsibly. As an added bonus, preheating your French press will also help you keep your coffee hotter for longer. Second, measure or weigh your coffee grounds. What you measure out depends largely on the size of your coffee press and the amount of coffee you want. For the basic method, you want a medium coarse grind, but if you're following the advanced bonus steps, you want a medium grind. Third, measure or weigh water and check temperature. The core ratio you should aim for is 1 to 15. This means 1 part coffee for every 15 parts of water. Weighing rather than measuring your water with a spoon, just like with your coffee, will give much greater control. This will facilitate more consistent results. Heat the water in whatever way works for you. I recommend using a stovetop or gooseneck kettle. If you have a thermometer or a kettle with temperature control, the recommended coffee press water temperature is 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. Add coffee grounds and hot water. Add the coffee grounds to the preheated French press and then add the correct ratio of hot water afterward. All in one pour, then you need to take your spoon and give your coffee a quick stir to ensure that all your coffee grounds are properly immersed in your water. Put the lid on and start timing. Placing the lid on will help insulate the press, keeping the heat inside as your coffee brews. Set your timer and then play the waiting game. The standard coffee press steep time is 4 minutes, but you can later adjust this suit your preferences. Slowly press plunger down. Once enough time has passed, slowly press the plunger down. Make sure you press it down all the way, or your coffee will continue to brew into over-extraction. If there is too much resistance when you plunge, then your grounds are too fine. Not enough resistance and they are too coarse. Serve and enjoy. You did it! Rejoice and be glad, for coffee has been made. These are the steps on how to use the Moka pot to brew coffee. First, preheat the water. Bring kettle water to a boil and remove from heat. We do this to keep the temperature of the Moka pot from getting too hot and cooking the coffee, imparting a metallic taste. Next, grind your coffee on a drip coffee setting, about as fine as table salt. You need enough coffee to fill the filter basket, which is about 15 to 17 grams or about 2.5 tablespoons for a 4-cup Moka pot. Next, add the heated water and fill to the line in the bottom of the brewer. Insert the filter basket into the brewer bottom. Fill the basket with coffee, slightly mounded, and level the surface off with your finger. Brush away loose grounds on the top edge of the filter basket. Next, screw the top and bottom together. Use hot pads and don't over-tighten. Put the brewer on the stove, use moderate heat, and make sure that the handle is not subjected to heat. Leave the top lid open. The coffee will begin to come out and you will hear a puffing sound and see a rich brown stream that will get progressively lighter in color. Once the stream is the color of yellow honey, remove from heat source with hot pads and close the lid. Wrap the bottom of the pot in a chilled bar towel or run under cold tap water to stop extraction. We do this to prevent the coffee from developing a metallic taste. The idea here is to get a relatively small amount of coffee which is very concentrated and rich. As soon as the coffee stops bubbling out, pour it into cups or a carafe. You may wish to dilute with hot water depending on preference. Good luck! In the next video, we're going to talk about Maintain Espresso Machine. Stay safe and enjoy the vibe.